I think, should be live. Indeed. Greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me again today here. Another video, another live stream, another moment we get to share some time with one another. I appreciate you joining me in the space, as always. It has been windy today. I'm already cold, but the blanket I brought for myself is kind of serving as a windshield at the moment, so I'm not going to... Something stuck in my pashmina. It's part of the farm life that plants want to spread their seeds, and they've evolved methods of spreading their seeds by basically attaching themselves to animals, or in my case, my pashmina. I mean, technically I'm still doing what it wanted me to do, right? I'm spreading its seed. Damn it. Thank you for joining me. I mean, this can't be entertaining content, but I want to get this done before I continue. Hi though. How have you been, friend? How's life been treating you? Where have you been? Have you learned anything interesting? Something you'd be willing to share with me? Something you want to tell? Something you want to ask, perhaps? Anything goes. Here we go. Like, the thing is, that I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to figure out where that could have happened. Because I don't necessarily bring my pashmina, especially not this one, anywhere close to something that could do that. I'm thinking that I probably just bent down somewhere and it got caught. While we wait, I do want to read something worth saying. The world can give you nothing, just as the world can't take anything from you. The world can give you nothing. That's just basically a testament, an homage, if you will, as well, to the fact that we're already whole, you know. It's so easy for us to think of ourselves as incomplete, be it with our unhappiness because of our jobs, because of our current socio-economic status, because of our bodies, because of the way we feel, the way we think. We convince ourselves that we're incomplete, you know, that there is something broken within inside of us. And I've seen this said, so I used to say it as well, you know, I'm broken, you know, I'm a broken person, that's why I am the way that I am. But I believe that is malarkey. Yeah, it's a bunch of malarkey. I like that word. It's a bunch of malarkey. It's not true. It's an illusion. It's a story we tell ourselves so that we may excuse ourselves from our divinity. You know, in today's title, I basically typed, we are part of the divine. You know, don't believe me? Show me the line. Where is the line that separates us? Really, genuinely, think about this. Is there any line, anything that separates us from, let's not say divine, let's just say the universe. The universe as we know it right now. There's nothing that separates us from all that is as it is right now. Alright, we can agree upon that. So, in the same breath, can't we agree that we can't be separate from God? The divine, the all that is worth saying, right? The world can give you nothing, just as the world can't take anything away from you. Thank you for being here, Toasty, Lisa, Lane, Infamous One. I appreciate you friends showing up and being here with me, spending some time with me today. It's so freaking cold. I'm already trying to hide my toes, and the wind is not helping. But yeah, as I've said, the blanket I brought is serving as a windshield as well. I smell dead things. I'm gonna get wrecked by the wind today. I can already feel it. Thank you for the love, Infamous One. I appreciate it, my friend. Nate, thank you for joining us as well today, my friend. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday indeed. Man, I've been thinking this whole day about this morning stream. I wonder if Uncle Becky is awake. I wonder if he's received all of the love we've been sending him. Yesterday we had a podcast. It's insane. And man, like I feel I learned so much from him just in that like 1 hour that we talked. We kind of went into talking about the underlying emotions or the more complex wording for emotions, where instead of just being like, oh, you know, I'm feeling kind of down, I'm depressed, right? Like this one word that we kind of chuck up as the be-all meaning. There's like, you know, melancholy and like all of these sub-emotions underneath each and every one of these. And by basically equipping yourself with the knowledge of, you know, just knowing the word, you know, just identifying it, pinning it down, you can basically equip yourself, it's getting cold, to get good, you know, to get good with your own articulation, just with how you feel, you know, how it is your internal state is. And like he literally pulled up or made an entire Excel spreadsheet of all of these emotions and their corresponding meanings. And it was really cool, you know, I was like, oh man, that's genius. And then the other thing that he shared was what he thinks about procrastination, you know, because I've always thought about procrastination as like imposter syndrome almost. Like you're not procrastinating because you want to. It's happening because you're scared of your own like or not your limitations, your own possible creations, right? Like you're so scared that you might succeed at the thing that it is you're doing that you stop because you feel unworthy of that success. Right? Like that's what I've seen in my life at least. And that was what procrastination meant to me. Johan also shared his definition. And then like Sensei was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to share the definition that I have. You know, it was like opposed to both of our definitions. And he basically said that his definition of procrastination is when instead of having the thing that it is you want to do in your day clearly set in your mind, and then moving towards the completion of that goal, you get distracted, you get off topic, right? Like, oh yeah, you tell yourself, I want to get this thing done today. And then instead of getting things done, like things distract you, right? Oh man, I'm going to get things done, but I'm kind of hungry. So maybe I'm going to go eat something. And then you go make yourself some food. And then you sit down, maybe at your computer or whatever, wherever you work. And you're like, oh, you know, can't just eat while working. That is not how it works. So I have to watch something, or I have to listen to music, or open a podcast, or you know, whatever it is you do to enjoy your meal. And then so quickly you get sidetracked. You get into this pattern of behavior that isn't necessarily your main goal. And it's not necessarily something you do intentionally. It's not like, you know, I'm gonna spend today procrastinating. You usually have a goal, you just get distracted. And then those distractions is the act of procrastination. So fighting procrastination is just this act of being like, okay, I want to get this thing done. I'm going to get this thing done regardless. You know, nothing is going to stand in my way. I'm just going to run straight at it, right, as fast as I can. And that's basically how I woke up this morning. I was like, dude, I'm going to, like, at least last night, I told myself, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to go and sit on that rock. I'm going to play my kalimba. And I'm going to start the day celebrating Uncle Becky's birthday, which is today. The freaking wind is killing me. Oh, it's so freaking cold. But I'm more concerned with audio quality than I am with my own well-being. Like, at least I can survive the cold. I can't survive bad audio. Anyway, so, like, this morning I woke up and knowing at least what he said, you know, about getting distracted, because for me, I'm very like a feeling person, if you will, right? I'll do things because it feels right to me in the moment, in whatever. Like I'll console myself, like, hey, you know, Melvor, do you feel like doing this thing? And then sometimes I'm like, nah, not right now, you know, especially if I've danced a while and I have to get up early, and I'm just like, nah, you know, I've got up early a lot lately, so I'm gonna sleep in today. And then this morning, with this newfound knowledge, if you will, that Simon bestowed upon me, I was like, I want to get this goal done, right? And the goal no longer was for me to feel comfortable. The goal no longer was for me to, get an extra few Z's. The goal was to get this thing done that I wanted to do. And it was significantly easier to do it. I was like, wait, let's go. Let's do it. So, yeah, I'm going to try, dude. I'm going to keep that in mind, man. We can build upon it. Is it that mouse? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Because I was pretty close to the mouse. Like the wind is kind of picking up as well. So it might be bringing some weird odors from afar. I don't know, dude. The baby no longer plays. Where's Gina? I don't know, dude. Gina is like that Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Yeah, that's the one. Reference. Why are you not dancing? This is not when I dance, friend. Are you a Leo? I'm actually not, weird client. Technically, I'm a Taurus. Technically. Vin Diesel is a weird name. A weird meme and a great actor. I don't think Vin Diesel is a bad actor. Interestingly enough, Dominic Toronto is a worse name for a character that, lives in a driving universe than Vin Diesel. Technically, his normal name would have been a better alias for his roles in the Fast and Furious movies. Man, the first Vin Diesel movie that I saw was the movie The Pacifier, where he basically works as this ultra bodyguard for a family who was like targeted by malicious people or whatever. And I love that movie so much. I did watch it when I was like 6 years old or whatever, but I really love this idea of being a child in this like high stakes environment, and you have this cool character that protects you, and there's like ninjas, and it was just, I was like, yeah, I can see myself in this position. I need to be protected. Freaking wind is kicking my ass. But the audio sounds fantastic, right? Right? Can't say the audio doesn't sound good. I'm procrastinating right now. Hurts? At least? Like, do you feel like there is some goal for you to be here, right? Like, if anything, and that's something I'm doing right now as well, if I find myself procrastinating, I also ask myself, what is the goal? If any goal there is to my procrastination right now. So, like, you being here, I hope at least that you're here to receive some good information, if anything. That sounds like a good goal. Disorganized speech? Yeah, sometimes. I mean, like, I think about like 10,000 things at the same time, and then I only have one mouth and one voice making thing, right? So yeah, sometimes a little bit disorganized speech. Sorry, friend. Try to keep up though. I'm hungry. What are you hungry for, Toasty? What are you hungry for, man? What is one of your favorite things to eat, actually? If you had to eat one thing your entire life, friends, what is it you would want to eat? I do not believe in God or the divine, to be honest. Okay, Vona, so you don't have to believe in God or the divine, but you can believe in the universe, right? Right? You can believe that there is, in fact, something larger than yourself. And you do know how, like, survival of the fittest works. I do believe you believe in the scale of the universe. And if you believe in the scale of the universe, you also hopefully understand the statistics of us actually being here. So taking all that into consideration, we're very lucky to be where it is we are right now. And on a scale of value, novelty, if you will, we're one of the most novel things in the entire universe. Like, sure, literal diamonds raining, that's a novel thing. But us, in the way that we are right now, making sounds at each other and making art and stuff like that, that's you can agree that's significantly more novel. And I believe this universe values what's novel. It's like a novelty generating machine, even if it's just material universe. So on that level, you're still a part of something which is greater than yourself and also more valuable, at least in my opinion, I call it loved, than you could possibly imagine. Apple cinnamon Cheerios it is. Sounds like breakfast of kings, dude. I don't think it's distraction, but avoidance, or even self-sabotage. That's what I basically said as well, Hertz, at the start. That was my belief of it as well. Not so much self-sabotage as much as it was imposter syndrome. But I guess they can go hand in hand, where you feel unworthy of succeeding sometimes, and then you don't do it at all. I do like, having more information at hand, though. Sometimes distraction, but I'm saying there's something underlying it. I hear you, my friend. Like, that's, as I said, that was my previous belief as well. And I can hold both. I can think both things. I can feel both things, understand both concepts. And I can, build upon that as a foundation, if anything. Teach myself how to be better. Discipline over motivation. It's not easy, but just try and get whatever you can get done. Exactly. Like, that's what I was basically getting at as well when it comes to like setting a goal. Like, push at it, like really like trying to run at it almost. And it's funny as well, like there's this saying, we only get one life. Why aren't we all running towards our dreams like we're on fire? Like we're melting. We really have to get there. Otherwise we won't. So Mr. Smitey, thank you for joining me, my friend. Ooh, hi. He was good in Saving Private Ryan for the first time he was in it. Vin Diesel was in Saving Private Ryan? Goodness, I must not have paid enough attention in Saving Private Ryan. Hey, Kira! Hopefully all friends are having great days, especially Uncle Becky. I'm sure he is. I'm sending him so much love. What if procrastination is the universe's way of telling you to hold off doing what you're intended until the time's right? So, that's the thing, Mr. Smitey. Like, that almost, again, dips into the pockets of the imposter syndrome for me a little bit. And so, okay. Man, now I'm feeling a lot of things. Because I do kind of, in a way, agree with your hypothesis, if you will. And the reason I agree with it is more because of my own personal experience with wanting to do what it is we're doing now. Like I've wanted to be a creator my entire life. And I grew up seeing this becoming something that's possible, right? Like online creators. And then I like strive to be or to do something like that, but I couldn't see myself thriving. Or like the main thing that I remember asking myself is what content am I going to make, and why would people want to watch it? And I couldn't really come up to a conclusion or a decision to make and actually start making content. And like this was, back when I was like 17. And I had to go through a lot of stuff. I had to change a significant amount to finally get to a point where I feel I was, supposed to actually start doing what it is we're doing now. So I do believe, on one hand, we would have gotten further, if you will, if we started earlier. But I do also believe it wouldn't have been the same. It would have been completely different. Like I would probably not be the same. So yeah, this is my idea. I mean, it's difficult, right? How do we even quantify these sort of things? Fate, how do we take into consideration fate, if it even is a thing in the first place? Oh, Saving Private Ryan was the first movie I saw him in. Okay, man, like, how old is Saving Private Ryan? Hey, little bear, thank you for the wholesome, my friend. What is organized speech? Who makes up these rules? I mean, it's just, again, at the end of the day, people can say things, something like, unorganized speech? And it can be something that someone gets intimidated by, like, gets shy about because, this person is calling something out that is a normal human behavior, or at least normal ADHD behavior. And like, yeah. Oh man, it's Kiki. I think that bird fell from the... Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, it stinks. Like, she's definitely not touching me. I'll have to like brush her face with water or something. Oh, that's so disgusting. I should get up and make my coffee. but you're here, so I'll stay. Coffee? What coffee? I mean, you can do both, friend. Like, you wouldn't believe, unless you're like on a desktop computer in your bed, which I doubt. But like I believe you're holding your cell phone, so you could just still use legs holding said cell phone. We can go and make coffee together if there was one. Procrastination is not something the universe is telling you to do. So like I shared at least what I thought about it. What do you think about it? Like again, I don't think of it as procrastination necessarily, but I do think there's sometimes a right time to do things versus a less ideal time to do things. Great points. It is a signal that maybe priorities aren't as originally thought. Glad to be here right now, though. Thank you, Hertz, for being here with me as well. I rules reject your substitute and my own. I rules reject your substitute. Now I don't know what that means, Dusty. I rules reject your substitute. Procrastination is what yourself is telling you to do. So again, then it's self-sabotage, right? Self-sabotage versus imposter syndrome or / imposter syndrome. Man, that's really disgusting. Thank you for the seal of approval, my friend. Thank you for the helpful as well. Vin Diesel wasn't Saving Private. Thank you, Hertz. Yeah, he was the soldier who tried to rescue the little Polish children and got sniped. Oh! I mean, he was just soldier to me, right? Soldier. Saving kids, a soldier. That was the extent of what I thought. But I mean, saving kids. Dude's a good dude. Must be. Thank you for the helpful pro, Leonardus. I appreciate it, my friend. How have you been since last night? I hope you slept well. I think he died when they were trying to save the French family, or Polish. There we go. Yeah, thank you, my friend. Have you heard of Tycho Brahe? Tycho Brahe. Basically a scientist who had literally 1% of the money in the Netherlands when he was alive. 1%, that's a lot of money. I don't. Should I know about him, Vona? I mean, like, clearly all that wealth didn't do him jack, you know? He's dead to me, quite literally. That's horrible to say, but that is what it is. You know, no life is more significant than any other life. No amount of money you can collect is going to make you more memorable in the grand scheme of time. 20,000 years down the line, we probably won't be remembered either. Yo, Melt. Hey, Kevo. Oh, look what I found. Man. This is also an experience. This is also novelty. It doesn't smell good. And my face is probably contorting as well. It takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. Everything is as it should be. What's up, my lovely sapien alien? I'm doing good, Cable. How are you doing, my friend? Thank you for the silver toasty. Vin Diesel is also going to be Arc 2. I also don't know what that means. How's your vibration? Your ripple, toasty. There is no fate, but what we make. I agree mostly with that. I do believe there's some sort of like weight. No, that's disgusting. Like she's whipping it back and forth very close to me, and I can just see that piece of flesh hitting me. She's taking it away now. Man, like the thing is as well, I know she's a dog, you know. I don't want to take that away from her. It would be mean to do so as well. If I was a dog, I'd be super into it because like that she's super into it. So knowing that, I can't rightly stop her from doing what it is she's doing right now. It's not it's not pleasing though. Came out in 1999, 98, I don't know. He just shot in the rain and started reading a letter. I hope this scene will ring a bell. He got shot in the rain and started reading a letter. Oh, where he was like, Wasn't he reading a letter that he was writing to his wife or something like that? Was that it? Maybe. Nasty girl. Yeah, it's disgusting, dude. Like, the thing is as well, now I'm like thinking about her trying to play with me and like biting my hand and stuff. Right, and that's really bothersome to my brain. It's like, doesn't want to think about that stuff. So I'm actually gonna like brush her face, get some water, get a toothbrush, and make sure that she's cleaner than it was. Oh, the smell. Like she's barking at the other dog for eating a piece of the dead now. She literally has a piece 3 times as big as the other one, but now she's trying to be a meanie as well. I want to show you as well, but I don't want to scar your eyes as my eyes are being scarred. I don't think you deserve that. I think we're done talking about procrastination, my friend. Like, it feels like you're procrastinating on procrastination at this point. Is the watermelon in my fridge I haven't eaten yet. It's gonna go bad. That is also true. Go and eat your watermelon, my friend. You sound like the Natalie Holloway guy. I don't know who that is, friend. Thank you, though, I guess. Sorry, I was making a joke about organized speech. Okay, that's why I was like, yeah, you know, I don't do organized speech, so it doesn't make sense to me. Almost like a sip of water. Acceptance. Acceptance that things aren't necessarily the way I want them to be, you know. I don't want to smell bad stuff. The thing is as well, I'm very, like, I would rather be in pain, see horrible things, you know, hear horrible things, feel horrible things, than I would smell horrible things. Because I viscerally understand the concept of smelling something, you know, it quite literally, the molecules dissolve in your mucous membrane and gets like absorbed by your body in order for you to smell things. So like smelling something that's dead, I'm like, oh, I'm making something that is dead a part of myself. I don't want to do that. My body gets like this visceral, like, oh, stop doing that, get away from it. I mean, that's evolution as well, you know. Our bodies have evolved to get away from dead things. Please, Mr. Wind, please, I will be a good boy. Certain actions should be done with discipline, I agree, at least by following your own standards, absolutely. That a niner, Melt and fam, I hope everyone is having a day filled with peace and kindness. Thank you so much, my friend. I hope you will also have a day filled with peace and kindness. Jordan van der Sloot, nee, ook nie my vriend. Ek is net Afrikaans dalk. Dalk is hy ook 'n Afrikaanse persoon. Wonder if she was rolling in on around the carcass. My dog does that too. What are they thinking? They want the smell on themselves because they like it for some reason. She's not doing that, fortunately. She's just eating it. Like I have goosebumps all over. Like you can see that, right? I want to flex for a second. Do I flex? No, it's okay. It goes away again. Like I'm getting goosebumps of the disgust. I am resplendent. I don't know what that means, Cable. Stop using big words, bro. I mean, just say the my vocabulary, dude. It's giving me away. I giggled at the organized speech comment. I was also like, what? It smells that way because bacteria is off-gassing. It's your body recognizing that it is not good. Exactly, Tasty. I'm very aware of that, you know. That's the thing. I'm like painfully aware of it even. To the point where I wanna move myself, but I know, no. I can even get through this also, and you know, regardless, another opportunity to extend myself in love. What do you think about all these actors such as John Cena selling their souls to China? Yeah, that was a little bit of a yikes. You know, basically John Cena said on an interview something like Taiwan is a country, which it is. Instantly gets cancelled, Meltmore cancelled on the news. I'm not apologizing for saying that, but basically, in order for his movie to do as well as it's supposed to, he had to go and publicly apologize in Chinese for his comment of saying Taiwan is a country. It's literally an island, you know, completely separate from China. How even for a second? Like Hong Kong is also, you know, a state of its own, like apart from China, but that is still in the Chinese mainland. So I can kind of understand why China wants to keep them a part of themselves. But how do you do that for an island? There's literally, I don't know how many kilometers. There's enough kilometers or enough thousands of meters of water between this island and your mainland country. How can you even for a second say, yes, yes, it's mine. It's mine. Oh, you people want to be independent? No, it's mine. And then, like, actors have to go and publicly apologize because they don't want to lose money from their film sales. Yeah, it's a little bit of an atrocity. She's a rascal. No, 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 no. I gotta go. Enjoy it. Gentle nudge that you're behind on comments. I'm not that far behind on comments anymore, actually, friend. But thank you for your gentle nudge. It is not something that I'm unaware of. It's basically become a meme at this point. Acceptance. I need to overmelt today. Okay, Hades. I accept the lag. I accept that. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for being here with us as well. Why do you feel you need to overmelt? Do you feel you've been a little bit rigid in your mindsets and the things you've believed and the ways that you felt? Do you want to escape a little bit from that? Make it a part of yourself. Get it away from yourself. This freaking wind. Losing heat isn't your body getting cold. It's your body literally, getting cold. Isn't your body like literally losing its, why can't I say this? Your body getting cold is the actual act of your body radiating heat at a faster pace than it's being produced if inside of your body. And then the wind basically just cuts heat off of you. That's too much. Hey Naomi, it's so nice to have you here. Greetings from Canada. Greetings to you as well, my beloved friend. Oh la la, the triceps. Yeah. I actually, like, fortunately, I got blessed with some decent triceps, Toasty. I think it bit me in the ass a little bit because you overuse them if you're doing push-ups and like bench press and stuff like that. So it's a give and a take no matter where it goes. John Sheena. That's good. That's really good, actually. I like that. Taiwanese government and Chinese are still technically in civil war. Both are claiming each other as their own. I doubt that, Vona. You want to tell me Taiwan is claiming Chinese as its own? The Chinese mainland as its own? I know China is claiming that Taiwan is a part of them, but I don't think Taiwan is doing, the same as you're saying. Do you prefer to wear your pants inside out and backwards, or upside down and inside out? Definitely inside out and backwards, dude. You can't wear pants upside down. Right? Not really? The wind stopped a little bit. That blanket is looking so appetizing. Look at the freaking goosebumps on my arm. It looks so good. But no, not yet. It isn't funny how as tiny humans just claim parts of a massive boulder flying through space. Especially like, oh man, like I'm trying to wrap my head around it, Toasty. So China is already one of the biggest continents in the world, And then on top of them being one of the biggest continents, like as a whole landmass, they're like, like all of this, nah, not enough. Also, that island there, there's people that live there, that have been living there, that have like a whole economy of their own, have a whole society of their own, have cultural differences even. Oh, it's also ours. Freaking man. And the rest of, like, the fact that this stuff is happening on our planet. The Chinese are, and I'm not saying Chinese people are inherently bad, but like the governmental regimes that go along with it, I do think is. I don't think any of it is good. That amount of power and like social manipulation. Like the thing is as well, I actually lived in China for a year and 4 months, and I never had access, at least not direct access to the internet. I had to basically buy myself VPNs in order to use the internet normally. And then on top of not being able to use the internet normally without these VPNs, the Chinese government would like constantly and with very impressive efficiency find these like holes, if you will, that the VPN was like giving you internet access through, and they would patch them. So the longest I actually went, I think, was something like 41 days without internet. And no internet means no way for me to communicate with anywhere in the outside world. I wasn't able to send WhatsApps, I wasn't able to send Google emails, I wasn't able to do anything. The only app that has like a link, like a plug into the outside world, was an app called WeChat. And my parents didn't want to download WeChat because there was some sort of registration that they had to do. So yeah, it was hectic. Not being able to communicate to anyone, let them know I'm still alive for 41 days. Was it 42? Might have been 42 days actually. Hoo-wee. I do have a question. I know how you've had a great answer to, but I shall smoke first. I do have a question I know you'll have a great answer to. Okay, my friend, have your smoke and do ask it away. I'm looking forward to it. I can wear pants upside down. Actually, I don't know. But I want to believe in myself today. Like, I'm just imagining, like skinny jeans. And I'm like imagining you having it upside down and like it getting up to your ankles. And then you just have pant. No, it's fail. You're very disgusting. Ninoni. Oh, she reeks. Oh man. It makes me want to run away from her. Oh, like just this waft of death coming off of her. Oh, goodness. Save me. Man, I missed a lot of comments real quick. How do you make your body smoke? Yeah, dude. Good question, man. I want to know as well. Lisa, Godspeed. Let us know how it turns out. Did Lisa say something that I missed? I didn't receive any of her messages. Like I saw her say something a long time ago, but I haven't seen any more of them. Man, so there's been weird things happening actually on these streams where friends haven't been able to comment. I know Casey, it happened to her as well. And like she reached out thinking that there's something, like I blocked her or something. It's making me a little bit frustrated. Because I don't know how to fix it, Like these streams, the most important part of these streams to me is you. Yeah, you. And then if you can't send a message even though you want to, and I don't even know you can't send a message even though you want to, and then you think, oh, I don't want you to send a message, that is like everything I'm opposed to, right? Like every little thing I'm standing against, that's happening on this platform right now. And it's making me angry. It's not supposed to be that way. Please let us know how it turns out. I wish I knew what would turn out as well. I comment it's not on my feed. China is a continent. I did not think I have read something so foolish as that. I mean, Asia is a continent. Sorry, my friend. Yeah, you're right. That was very foolish of me. Excuse me for using one word instead of another. Must instantly make me fool. The amount of power in anyone's hands is highly dangerous. Like when it gets to a point where you're tailoring the content, your entire civilization is allowed to see, and if you believe that you can't manipulate people through doing something like that, you're highly naive. Like people are already being manipulated in masses with a completely open internet, as it is right now, where people can actually get in touch with the outside world, with other countries, with people inside, where they could say things and they don't get prosecuted. On the WeChat app, I had friends who this happened to. Well, friends of friends, if you will. I had this one friend, Casey. He was a homosexual individual, which is also not something that is necessarily accepted in China. But being homosexual, they're also, because of their unacceptedness, they go kind of hard with it. Like, oh, we're not accepted, then we're going to do what is unacceptable, you know? And then as a result of that, they also don't agree with the political regime. And like they would call him Bun, like Bao, like an actual little bun, because he has a round face. And the dude got arrested. He got arrested for 2 days because he called the president a bun, like a bread bun. He got arrested for 2 days through a WeChat message. Not like he was like screaming it at the top of his lungs or posting it on Facebook or something like that. He was just sending a message to a friend talking about the president in that way. That's hectic, yo. And the people know that, and they're scared, like, because there's nothing they can do. They've become so reliant on their government. Like, she's now barking at the other dog. You can actually see. Because he's eating her dead piece of bird. How dare he? She literally ate 90% of it, but no one else is allowed to. Harley, thank you for the help, my friend. Every situation is an opportunity for me to extend myself in love. I can. Kiki. Don't. Please. Give me some peace and quiet. China is incontinent. No internet memes, no RuneScape. It's true. It's true, friend. I'm sure you are able to speak perfectly in a second language. Oh, he is. Or she is. I'm sure as well. She's from India. She's from India, so like, yeah, it's okay though. The grinding of gears. The grinding of the gears. How do we stop our gears from being ground? He's done eating it now, fortunately. Like, she literally looks like she's a shade of brown as a dog. That's just dust on her. Like, you see the amount of white the other dog is? She's supposed to be that white as well, where she's not like brown spotted. That's just how dirty she is. Monster, I tell you, an absolute monster. But I love her so much. It's not about Taiwan. The government is committing genocide against minorities such as Uyghurs. I don't know what that is. And also Muslims as well, my friend. There are literally concentration camps. They actually are using artificial intelligence at this point to identify people who are Muslim, you know, by the stuff they wear and with their movement patterns and stuff like that, and then using that data to prosecute. China's civil wars are extremely interesting. What is interesting about it, Vona? I'm really curious. Sending full Addy Trim 15k. Oh, so I'm guessing RuneScape references. Man, those were the weird days. Those were the days, RuneScape days. I never lived in those days, unfortunately. Never played RuneScape. Sacred Field, I was thinking about that yesterday. That too, where here in the US, there are private property signs everywhere, all based on fabricated pieces of paper. Yeah. And also, like the stealing of land. You know, there were inhabitants on those properties as well, or on those vast lands. And they didn't think of it as being bought and sold. Because how do you buy a piece of the sky, you know? That's how they thought. Can't really. And then slowly they got slaughtered for their land. Pushed away, pushed into the smallest of residence. It's unacceptable. And now, on top of that, there is like a wealth being kept from that. Like there was so much wealth generated because of those things that happened. And now there's none of it being accepted. Like, oh yes, you know, there's all of this wealth, but we're not going to accept that this wealth was created through nefarious means, and we're not going to, you know, utilize this wealth to give back to people that are actually in need. Nah, that's too much. She's a little Grim Reaper. Oh, she is, dude. She is. She's like peeling away at my what? Not my patience, not my calm. Yes, she's peeling away at my calm. She's like pressing a button, whereas like it goes from calm to frustrated, and then like, and then I breathe, and then it like comes back to calm, and then she presses the button again. Where's the weed? No weed today, my friend. Hi chat. I don't know if that works even. Party chat. Gear Beer. He likes you more than you guys. I didn't even know you was a person. Username of just the letter U. Back and I smoked. I wasn't letting me comment for a while. It's weird, Infamous One, because it is happening for a few of you friends. I think I'm going to reach out to one of the moderators about that as well. I do not know why the UAE and other Arab countries just announced China for its threat. All the Arab countries together are more powerful than China economically. Because that's not going to benefit their trade agreements, my friend, probably. Lisa said she was going to wear pants on her head. So I said, let us know how it went, lol. Yeah, maybe she deleted the comment before I saw it or something, because I didn't see it. The stream is like time travel. It's awesome. It feels like sometimes there is such, like, again, I have to try and keep up with every single one of the things you said, also keeping up with the things I said about the things I said to the things you said, and then try and follow like multiple conversations at the same time. Okay. Here comes the infamous question that we've been waiting for this whole time. My question was, give me one thing I can do today, if you can, that may take my mind off the sadness of my grandmother being in surgery right now. I know I can't control the outcome regardless, but sigh, the sadness. My friend, like for me, the first and foremost thing that I think, you know, and you just being able to say something like that, is the fact that your grandmother, in the first place, can afford surgery, in the second place, has access to surgery, in the third place, has lived as long as she did, and now is allowed to live longer because of the surgery, my friend. You know, there's so many good things about the fact that your grandma can get surgery today. I don't know if that helps, but I love you, my friend. I hope, and I know she'll be okay. Pants on her head? Why? Do I want to know? It's because of the question, Mammy. Someone asked, would you rather wear your pants backwards and inside out, or upside down and... I can't remember the other, but you know what I'm talking about. And I was like, yeah, maybe backwards, because then you can still kind of wear the pants. Wouldn't be as comfortable, but upside down is impossible. So someone said they'll wear it on their head. Crosby father-in-law, oh yes, gotta do it, it's insane, ding-a-ling. Calling in is insane. He may be here already, I'm 5 minutes behind on comments. I'm coming. Kira, I was very high last night. Whoa. Was this a dream, or is it cool someone named Kyle is in the building? I'm serious though, Toasty. Yeah, Toasty is Kyle, you are right. You remembered right, Kira. Sleeping with your socks on isn't accepted, and I go hard with it. It's not that it's unaccepted, it's just so nice, you know? Because like if you put on socks before you go to sleep, I think that's different than having socks on all day and going to bed with them still on. Like that's, I think, the difference. Because having had socks on and like shoes onto those socks, they kind of like almost press into your skin and it becomes a little bit sensitive. And then taking those socks off and being able to put your feet in like the blankets, stonks, feels real good. So maybe that's why it's unaccepted. It's not, you know, you're not doing anything wrong. You do you, friend. Have your divine experience. Vibe with ya. go put pants on my head too. Oh, look, it's the Sisterhood of Traveling Pants. Dang old dog. Hey, Bob. Thank you for joining us, my friend. How have you been? It's been a while. I'm join. If you visit China, buy a burner phone for sure. That's not how it works, friend. That's not how it works, unfortunately. I'm male, but hey, my mistake for my informing you. Vona. I don't know. Maybe Vona sounded like a female name to me. Of course, what's up, mammy? My little one loves rolling in the Adidas poop. Ugh. Why? Why you do that, Doges? Is it night? I can't. I'm giving up. It's too cold for me to continue. Woo-wee. Give me blanket. Ugh. Oh. Yo, man, my body just got so much dopamine because of that. It was like, I want this thing. This thing is gonna feel good. And then I resisted, and the payoff. Yes, the payoff is so much better than I could have anticipated. Today is the coldest day it's been all year as well. At least morning-wise. All good here, Bob. Just got my second vaccination, and now fully magnetic. I'm now fully magnetic. Throw some... Catch it. Man, watching that video of someone trying to stick something to themselves. Your skin has the ability to have things stick to themselves, right? It's like a moisture barrier thing as well in a way. Oh man, people... I'm getting triggered because we actually were talking about this yesterday on the podcast. We were these propaganda theories of the vaccines are containing these genetic chips, or tracking chips. No. And if they were that small and in a liquid form, they would definitely not be magnetic. And if they were magnetic, they would get distributed so fast that it wouldn't have any effect on the site of injection. There's just so much wrong with it, and I don't know how people can be so unaware about things. I mean, it's fear, and I do know it's fear. That's what it is. Good stuff, mammy. Okay. Hades, is that the bird? Hadida bird that makes all that noise? Hadidas are big birds. They make a wah, wah, wah. I don't know how to make the sound completely, but it's more of a screaming sound, not really structured like that little bird's. Did you hear Stop after I talked about him? Do you know I'm talking about you? Nah, he's pretending, freaking government spies. He's broadcasting everything, the government. Yes, it's right. I'm glad I wasn't born in China. Chances were high. Yeah, very high, dude. And I think it's unacceptable as well, being treated in that way. Not having just access to information, dude. I think one of the biggest blessings about this life for me has been just the access to information I've had growing up from a very young age. Because this amount of information has allowed me to basically structure and model my life on knowledge and knowledge of the whole, instead of just what I'm being told from my direct educators, be it my parents, be it my school. And if you can't do that at all, I believe that's it's an offense to what we've been building as humanity. Just give your dog some chicken. They are so noisy, but I still like them. It's Hadida. Pretty much. Thank you for the love, Kathy. I appreciate that, my friend. Infamous one. Can you do some breathing exercises? Listen to music that uplifts you, or perhaps just chat with us. I'm so sorry you're very worried, but if you'd like to talk, we are here for you, my friend. Absolutely. Thank you, you're right. There are several positives that I can focus on. Love to you, my friend. We're not pretending the negatives and the fear of the surgery of your grandma isn't real. We're just choosing what we want to focus on, Choosing to focus on the possibility of negative outcome, even if the negative outcome happens, you've basically suffered twice. Because you were practicing to suffer, and then you got to suffer. Versus hoping and thinking of the best outcome, you're like celebrating versus having a good experience. And then if the suffering comes, then it's like a positive experience leading to suffering. And then if it doesn't happen at all, then it's a positive. So it's your choice. It's either positive, negative, or negative. It's not that hard of a choice. All of us would rather take 50% of the love than none of it. Right? I'm grateful for socks. Yeah, me too, dude. At one point, socks weren't a thing. You just would get chafed infinitely wearing shoes. Your feet get absolutely erect of blisters and stuff. You would have to like grow calluses on your feet so they will survive your shoes. Like we have it good at the moment. Melt. We all have scars, deformities, and injuries. What is yours? I have a scar on my belly from where I had my appendix removed. I have a birthmark on my knee. I have a spot here on my forehead when I had measles that I scratched. I lost a bunch of skin on my knee when I was a kid, falling off of a bike. I have mildly visible, it's not that visible anymore actually. Guess my skin is actually replacing those things. It's almost non-visible anymore. But I got bit by a snake when I was a kid. A snake basically, I was looking at the wrong place. You know, they say you know it as well as the back of your hand, but like, apparently I don't. So let's see if you can see that. There is one mark, and the other one is like up there. You see that? I think you can kind of see that probably. So we had this python that got wrapped around our electric fence. And because it's an electric fence, each pulse basically made him like contract even further into this electric fence. So he was like almost this knotted mess around this wire. So I ran and I turned the electric fence off, and he was like kind of in like a state of shock still around the wire. So I like took him at the back of his head, but instead of being like directly, and I, like at this point I was 9 years old, instead of taking him like directly at the back of his head, like pressing my thumb on like the top of his skull, I basically took it from the back of his neck, and his head like had this much neck left, and then he like whipped back and he bit me on my hand. And I didn't stop. I was like, oh damn it, and then I like moved my hand up, got a proper grip, actually worked him off of the wire, put him around my neck, and then he started choking me. I'll send you a photo of this actually. Maybe I'll actually edit the photo into the YouTube video as well. Man, yeah, there was something wrong with me from a very young age. Oh no. Blanket time. Oh yes, it's blanket time. It's the best. Happiness of the warmth. Oh yeah, my body is just like, yes, I feel safe. Yeah, ain't that the best feeling when you squirm in glee, wrapping yourself up in a blanket, get toasty warm in the cold breeze. I'm grateful for blanket. Yes, toasty. Thank you actually for reminding me just of the power of being grateful again. You know, something that we can take for granted so easily as like a blanket around us, or the clothes that it is we're wearing right now, or the house that it is we're sitting in. Damn, just thank you. Thank you, blanket, for keeping me warm. And now the breeze is also actually chillaxed, so I believe my audio quality will stay kind of okay. I'm grateful. I got my second dose at 10:30. I'm hoping I don't get the high fever this round. I hope that you stay safe as well, my friend. If you do, stay in bed, you know, get good, get better instead. There is a group in the US that think birds are not real, but little planes spy on us. I know, Little Bear. I'm poking fun at them a little bit. birds are government like drones. You know, I think the thing for me as well, I was like, because I grew up on a farm, my youth was a little bit murderous, if you will. Like we got bought pellet guns, like it's like a gun that you basically cock over, and then you like load a spring, a veer. Uh, yeah, it's basically a spring, and then you put like a little small lead bullet in the barrel, and you like crack it back, and then when you release it, it releases that spring and all the air that it has compressed behind it, and it launches that little bullet to whatever it is you're pointing it at, and it's powerful enough to like pierce human skin, but it won't kill someone. It won't pierce bone, like a skull bone or something like that. But you can lose eyes and stuff like that with this gun. You wanna know how old I was when my dad bought me one? What? 12? What? 13? I was 5. Yeah. And I loved it. I loved it so much because I felt like I was a hunter. And I maybe I slayed like 10 birds in my life, and like did a lot of shooting at like targets and stuff. But yeah, like I was fascinated with doing that as well as a child, and birds were the things that I was allowed to shoot. So I've always known, the very realness of birds. Maybe that's the disconnect. Like people are just so disconnected from nature, where they can think something like birds are government drones. Yeah, it's surprising. It's really surprising. Little bear, what? Yeah. You didn't know about that, Kira? That's a real thing. That's an actual real thing. Like people standing in lines, like showing posters, like "Wake up! Birds aren't real. They're government drones." Like there's an actual group like that. Bird government spies on Windows 10 initiating magnetic powers, liquid surveillance chip, and all the Dahlia-Vax theories. They make me crackle so much. People have great imaginations, though. People have like imagination definitely does stem, I think, in a lot of ways from fear as well. Like if you look at people's writing, throughout history, when people are terrified, you hear and you get the most absurd and hectic stories. Revelations, the last book in the Bible, if you read that story, man, like I'm not that creative right now because I think I'm not scared enough. The stuff that they came up with. Oh my goodness. Super hectic shit, but they were literally being prosecuted and murdered during the time that that book was written. So it makes sense, right? If you're so terrified, you can think of things even more terrifying, like all of these hectic theories that are out there in the world. It makes sense. I just wish it wasn't that way. Birds are actually 5G antenna extenders. Yes, they connect via DOCSIS 3.2 wireless 5G mesh network routing directly through a Russian gateway. It's true, they're spies. It is, yeah. And also, talking about 5G, whilst they're extending, if a bird is in like any proximity of you, they're also broadcasting cancer to you. Yep, straight. Like, yep, I see bird like one. Like, let's actually count how many birds I see right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 cancer right now. Damn it. Bought by Bill Gates. Yes, we have to get Bill Gates in as well. Poor dude hasn't suffered enough. Do you live alone in that house all by yourself? Not scared of ghosts? I don't live alone, my friend. Basically, my entire family is living here. All of me brothers and sisters as well. How's it from Miami? How's it to you, my lekker. Dank je dat je mij joined in South Africa. Easier said than done, my love, but understood. I hope it gets better, my friend. Little bear, I kind of like the idea of plants spying on me. I shake my money maker at my flowers next time I go into the back garden. Just being like, well, you like what you see, little flowers? Yeah, I mean, I do believe that they are looking at you. I just think they're, enjoying your presence. The very carbon dioxide that you breathe out is like, tasty to them. So I do think they're aware of you, mammy. Would they like twerking though? I mean, it could, in theory, project some like refractory light at them. would a frequency of light, an oscillation, like the hopping of butt cheeks, be something that they enjoy? I don't know. Who am I to say? Maybe they would. Confirmed. Flowers appreciate twerking at the flowers. Oh, shaking mammy, and then she goes choking me, and then he started choking me. Man, Toasty, like, I feel like a lot of the things you're saying today is just going straight over my head, man. I'm sorry. I feel bad for missing them. The neighbors won't even think it's unusual because they know me by now. Just a regular day at Mammy's house. Nothing to see here. Mammy, you're an absolute gem to this world. I hope you know that, my friend. Thank you for sharing your presence with us. A 9-year-old running to save a python from an electric fence and still going back after being bit. Nothing wrong with you, my friend. Maybe a good case of empathitis. Yes. Man, I only started suffering from empathitis around 9 though. Actually, that's interesting. 9 was also the age at which my dad took me hunting. I haven't been hunting since. Empathitis. I know it's a made up thing, but it's making me think now. Is empathy something we learn? Is it something we have from the start? I don't actually think so. I don't think we have empathy right from the start. I don't feel I did have that much empathy. At least it was, if anything, a misunderstanding, right? I think that's where my lack of empathy came from, if anything. Just a misunderstanding of my place in this hole and these other things that are spending their times in this hole as well, and what their experience of it is. I thoroughly look forward to the day we have lab-grown meats. It's already... No, not really. It's not cheaper, but it's more space efficient, it's more water efficient, and it's also more nutrient efficient. It uses less food, less water, and less space to produce the same amount of meat. Now all we have to do is get it down to affordable prices, because it's now like $10 a birthday patty for like lab-grown meat. Would you friends eat lab-grown meat? I'm 100% on board. If I can eat meat, get all of my B12 vitamins and some of the hard to synthesize, if you will, amino acids without having to harm anything, stonks. Where's Andrea? You're thanking blankets. Maybe thank animals for hides and being fortunate to have their meat for food. Animal farms are terrible. Just as I was talking about that as well, friend. I do agree. Like, this is not made of animal hide, fortunately. So there was no harming of animals in the clothing I'm wearing right now. But I do hear what you're saying, friend. I agree. Easy, friend. We can be thankful for blankets. We can be thankful for anything. Literally anything. I can be thankful for this glass of water I'm drinking right now. I can be thankful for you, CZ. Being very easy. Animal farms are not easy. I've been to a few. Yeah, I believe you have, friend. I don't think it's easy. I don't think it's right either. I'm thankful for cruelty-free, low-carbon footprint blankets. Need to get myself a hemp blanket, dude. Because I know that this thing is probably made of cotton. And cotton isn't that low footprint. Need to get myself hemp blankets. We will, eventually. Farms are very disturbing to me. As a bird myself, I'm shocked and offended. You will be speaking to my union rep as soon as possible. Be like, how dare these people, Kira, did you see the drawing that our friend Candice did for you? I don't know if she's here today, but I hope you did. Slag is here as well. I'm barely awake. Good morning. Good morning to you as well, my friend. Thank you for joining us. The hopping of butt cheeks. Morning, lovelies. Morning, Ventique. Thank you for joining us, my friend. I'm under my blanket, still hiding from the sunlight. Get away from me. We have house arrest as well and tandem run bike. Thank you for joining us, my friends. Now I'm happy again. Thank you. Yeah, Mammy is here. Hey. House arrest? Does your name mean house arrest in your language? I'm curious. I don't think you told me yesterday. the day before yesterday. I think it's learned sociopaths exists, my friend. That is also true. But like sociopaths and psychopaths exist, but sociopaths is like having no remorse, but also still emotions, where a psychopath has no remorse and no emotions. But there's also conditions in which people get like born with tumors in their heads, and then as a result of this they lose these things. So that says to me that somehow biologically we have almost like programmed into our brains the ability to be empathetic. If anything, maybe it's just realizing how to utilize those parts of our brain that are empathetic, and then like they've been able to help people as well. Like there's a case where a teenage boy started becoming violent towards other people, and he would hurt people for no reason, and they did like brain scans on him, and he had a big tumor growing in his brain. So his violent psychopathic sociopathic behavior wasn't necessarily because of something he's learned or not learned to do, but because of something that was wrong with his brain. That's curious, it's very curious. And I think it is something we have to take into consideration when thinking about people and treating people as well. How their brains work. I personally never eat meat, but it's not for any other reason than it just makes me feel crummy. It doesn't make me feel good either. For me, the reason I eat meat primarily is because of protein ratio and density. I already have a hard time eating as it is, and I would have to eat twice as much as I'm eating right now to get the amount of calories I'm getting from plants. And I'm already having a hard time eating half as much as I'm supposed to. So I would have to eat 4 times as much to switch to plant-based. And that to me is the hardest thing, and that's the reason I have so much resistance toward going plant-based. I believe within the next 20 years, lab-grown meat is going to be something that's fully viable and competitively priced as well. Love to you, Mel. Light bearers unite. Light bearers unite, my friend. Thank you for sharing your light with us. I think it can be both teaching and raising. Just being around babies and toddlers and young kids, some are absolutely tuned into human emotions, sometimes more hardcore than adults, but yeah, totally some don't have it. Like I've seen a lot of lack of empathy in kids, and also a lot of empathy in kids, like and again, like for me now, with the analogy of it being like brain science, I'm trying to imagine whether or not maybe these kids have had more developmental growth, if you will, in the areas that help them be more sympathetic, be it because they had role models in which they could basically mirror that empathy, right? Like again, the whole mirror neurons thing, where we have neurons in our brains can quite literally emulate a state of existence or a state of being that you see. So by watching sport, you can also get your heart rate up because you have these mirror neurons trying to emulate the action that you're witnessing. So I think it probably does the same thing for empathy. Brothers and sisters, are you the youngest? I am the only child. Or I say limited edition. I like that, Elvin. And thank you for being here with us, my friend. It's been a while. How have you been? I am the eldest son, my friend. Thank you for asking. Usurest in the house. Look busy. Hell yeah, I would eat lab-grown meat. Wait a second. I've had it a few times. It's just super high in sodium and saturated fat and oils at the moment. Not super healthy. Just kind of avoid meat if I can. Again, I do agree. That's what I want to do as well, dude. It's just the amount of calories, the density of the food that's the thing for me right now. How much protein I'm getting. So, like, there's a difference between plant-based and lab-grown, because lab-grown meat doesn't inherently have salt built into it. You'll still have to salt the actual meat. But I know when you say... So I think you might actually be talking about plant-based meats instead of just lab-grown, Toasty. So plant-based is where they basically take, like, ingredients, like soy and canola oil and... Man, I'm trying to remember the ingredients, actually. But it's at the moment these plant-based alternatives, so like hamburgers, aren't very healthy. As you say, they have almost like 10 times the amount of salt, a lot of saturated oils and fats, as you're saying. But like lab-grown meat actually has the opposite problem right now, where they know how to grow muscle cells, but they don't grow fat cells that well. So it's actually a more lean version of the meat. And as a result of that, it's a little bit dry. And as a result of that, less palatable than normal meat right now. But they're trying to figure that out as well. Got kicked from the stream. I actually think animal meat would become a delicacy. You mean in a future where we have like lab grown and stuff? Probably, friend. Reading helps empathy too for young babies. So just reading in general, or does it have to be certain subject matter, Slag? I'm curious. Yes, Candace is amazing. She really is. Just, seeing her intention to share that love. Why don't you study in the morning instead of dancing in front of camera daily? Because I study throughout the day, my friend. What do you do? Do you do both studying and dancing as well? Just off camera? I mean, does it matter whether or not I do it on camera or off camera? Does it bring any good versus bad into the world, whichever one I choose? I believe there's more good being brought into the world by me choosing to share the dancing than there is being bad brought into the world. So then again, it's the 150 and 0 analogy for me. All right, like either I'm not streaming at all, not sharing anything, so there's no love being put into the world, or there is my intention to put love into the world and it's being received as love, or I'm sharing love and you're not being receptive of that love. So I'm okay with 50%. I'm not okay with 0%, my friend. So nah. Yes, Vomit, very true about books and reading to young babies. I started reading to my kids when they were very young. That's so beautiful, my friend. I know it's like possible to read to your kids while they're still in the womb these days. You can like put these things on the mother's belly. It's so interesting. Or you can read or talk to them as well. One House episode is an example of the condition that can override those base systems. That's a cool, my friend. I'm not going to try and say that word. Am I going to try? Pheochromatoma. Maybe that's how you say it. I don't know. He must not exist if he's off camera. Yeah, that's how it works. So it works every single day. Arpan renders me anew with a new background scene, new set of feelings. It's pretty advanced. Yeah, it means house arrest in Swedish. I knew it. Yes, I'm happy. Just wasting precious time and formative years is a folly. You think I'm wasting time, friend? I have learned more in these formative years, if you will, right? Like these past few months than I feel I've learned my entire life. Right? Like I've literally grown exponentially. If you go back and look at where we started, I'm literally not the same person anymore. And I'm doing something every single day, with the intention of love, my friend. No matter how you slice it. This thing that I'm doing, it's not the wasting of time. Not at all wasting time according to... Yeah, well, I'm curious as well. Like, what are you doing with your time? Like, if you think I'm wasting time, what would you have me do with my time? Like, do you want me to do what it is you're doing with your time? Do you think what it is you're doing with your time at the end of my life is going to be, I'm like, oh yes, I'm happy I listened to Why So Though? Yeah, I'm so happy that I listened to Why So Though and started living my life according to Why So Though's ideals. Because Why So Though, really has it figured out. None of us on this planet have it figured out. I don't have it figured out. But Why So Though? Yes, see, that dude, he really had it figured out. What is it you do, my friend? I would love to. I'm sorry I'm being a little bit spicy. But that's the way I feel about it, I don't know anything. You don't know anything. All we can do is live into our not knowing of what it is we're doing and try and chase our dreams, Try and do the things that we believe is important. To me, what's important is you. That's why I show up, dude. That's why I share myself dancing. That's why I share these experiences. We remind ourselves that love is the only thing that is real. Fish farms, I think, are actually cruelty-free because fish cannot experience emotions. I'm not sure if that's true either. I've seen fish that like to be pet. You know, what do you think about that, Werner? Fish like to be pet. Must be nice to them, so they must feel something. I don't think there is any wasting time here. You know, like, even if, okay, let's say let's say everything I'm doing doesn't matter, like, at all. It doesn't mean a thing, right? Like, my attempt to share love into this world was completely futile. And I die. What is it I'm losing, exactly, right? I'm losing this single moment. And that's what's going to be lost, no matter how much wealth I accumulate, how much skill I've forced into my brain or into my body. No matter what, all we're going to lose is this single moment that we have right here, right now. So why would we waste that? Why would we think of it as wasted when we spend it doing something we enjoy? I've been off meat and dairy for 2 weeks. It's difficult. I'm struggling to get protein. Like, that's the thing I'm thinking as well, friend. And I'm already struggling to get protein. I am a meat eater. That's my problem, dude. What's your main source of protein at the moment? Don't you think then if the tumor prevented him from experiencing empathy, it hindered their understanding of their ability to learn, rather than it being a biological trait? That is also a really good point, Roxa. Thank you for bringing that perspective. So what Roxa is suggesting, that instead of it being like, oh, tumor in brain, now the part of the brain that's supposed to be for empathy is like being destroyed, so can't feel empathy, where her suggestion is like, what if it's because of this tumor in the brain, it inhibits the learning process it's supposed to be, and then because of that, it like stopped the empathy. But the thing is, I'm not exactly sure it would be that way, actually, because in that like study that I read, I think it was Outliers, maybe Outliers, but they were talking about how this child was a completely normal child until the formation of the tumor, and then he kind of lost it, if you will. Just curious because I want to cut back on meat consumption. This is the way. Like, I mean, if we can all just cut back a little bit, it's already helping. Promise I don't just copy you. Same thoughts. If it's wasting of time, like going through 500 messages every day and rate them and express your opinion on it, this is a great waste of time. My friend, it's not about me reading the messages and like expressing or whatever. It's about you. It's about you, why so though? Like, I don't know how you don't understand it, my friend. Even though I don't agree with what you're saying and you're pressing my frustrate button, I still love you, my friend, and that's why I'm still reading your messages. That's why I'm still taking time to spend time with you. It's not about me wasting my time, it's about me giving my time to you, which I believe is incredibly important, incredibly loved, and absolutely essential to this life that we know right now. I'm sorry if you don't believe that for your fellow humans, but I believe that about you, my friend. Soy milk, tofu, peanut butter, almond milk, and plant-based burgers. Thank you for letting us know as well, my friend. I'm dumb. You're right. You're not dumb, Toasty. You're perfectly perfect, my friend. Why so though, friend? Space to share ourselves and our connection. It helps a lot. You don't understand it, that's okay, but I hope you know we are happy you're here. Thank you for letting him know as well, Kira. Absolutely. I usually don't address negative views in the chat box. Disagree with Mel's stream is very beneficial to me and my mental health. Thank you so much, friends. Like, I appreciate you so much. Oh, look who it is. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes, friend, and your kind words. Uncle Becky himself. Happy birthday, Uncle Becky. Dude, now I can actually properly say it to you in person. We're actually gonna do a voice chat. Like, I should end the chat today, or like the stream, and then we go and do that, because I did promise you, friends, that we're going to have a voice chat today on the Discords, if you will. Uncle Becky, if you would love to join us, if you would want to join us, I would love to have you. Happy birthday, there you go, getting the happy birthdays in. The talks and chats make me feel mellow, and Mel's voice is very nice to listen to. Even if the topics might not concern me or my life, I still enjoy the streams every day. And I enjoy you and your presence every single day, Mammy. You're so blessed. So, so blessed. And I appreciate you blessing us with your blessedness as well. We love you, Uncle Becky. Birthday loved you. And your dad and all the moments of him. There we go. Just waking up, slept in a bit today. You deserve to sleep in as much as you wanted today. Uncle Becky, it's about you. I don't know if you know yet, but like I dedicated this morning stream to you, and I made sure to let our friends know it's your birthday. So you can get even more birthday wishes. More good energy is being sent your way, man. I hope you know how much you're loved and appreciated. Much love, brother. Good seeing you. Thank you, Constant, for being here, my friend. Good seeing you as well. Hello, Guru. I'm not a guru. I'm just Meltmore, friend. But thank you for joining us. Hello to you. Let me read your name. Curator? Yes. Hey, Curator. Formative years. That phrase almost means nothing. The more, he's fail. He's by a fail. For your formative years, like we're never not being formed by our years, right? That's, you're always in your formative years. Now I wish you happy birthday. It's all the languages. Mammy, do you give language lessons perhaps over a cuppa? There we go. Fish have feelings. I was about to say, what are you drinking? I'm drinking water, my friend. Who's telling the unknown about the unknown? Wish you all good vibes. Leave the negativity away and only share love. Absolutely crafty. That's what we're trying to do, my friend. Why should he? It's because you could only drink that. Water? Why don't we have perfect nutrition supplements yet? I'm so confused. I want that shit from Spy Kids where they put the pill in the microwave and freaking McDonald's pops out. But not McDonald's, like a Cobb salad. You know what? Like, for me, it's not the connection of Spy Kids. It's more the connection of that Tom and Jerry episode where they went to space and they had all of these space foods that you could just add water to it. Woo, the food pops into existence. Man, that was a vibe. Dude. I'm a him, by the way, Melt. Oh, I'm sorry, Roxa. Maybe, like, freaking gender norms, dude. Doesn't mean anything. I love you nonetheless. You're a friend. I dig your vibe. There we go. Sup, homies. Gob, it's so nice to have you here, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Okay. I'm almost done with the comments. And then we're going to go and have a voice channel chat. Toasty, that poll would be fantastic. But I would love to cook, so I'd miss that. That's also true. Mammy is like an absolute machine in the kitchen. Like, I feel I've seen more like variation in food from the photos you've posted than I've eaten in the last 6 months. Really, actually. Gob, there we go. Thank you for being here with us, Gob, friend. Maybe at the end, but still love to you, my friend. I'm having a goob coffee, and then I'm on my way to my friend's house to record some rhythm tracks of an original arrangements. I mean, that sounds cool, dude. You're gonna make some music? I'm guessing that's what it means. That sounds really cool. Sounds like a good way to spend a Sunday, Gob. Yeah, it does. Meld, what's that something in Afrikaans that I could say to someone to brighten their day? Like, we don't actually do that many compliments in Afrikaans. Like, it would be, is beeldschool, but that's like basically complimenting, like just telling someone they're beautiful. I don't know, dude. Like, Afrikaans and English are kind of similar in that way, where you have to use a bunch of words to express something. There's not just like one Afrikaans word that I can say. Like, no one Afrikaans word I can say that I can't say the English word for it as well. Like, seëninge, blessings, or gezondheid, like health upon you, something like that, you know. Good idea on the coffee, Gob. I need, would I want some coffee right now? I think it's too late, actually. If you don't mind me asking, does the name Meltmore share some type of significance with what you're doing in your lifestyle? Or is it just a name you thought of randomly? It has everything to do with what I'm doing in my lifestyle, my friend. Thank you for asking. Fiddy Overwatch, it's nice to have you here again. Like, I'm going to share that story in more detail soon as well. But yeah, it has everything to do with what I'm doing, my friend. Thank you for asking. I love you too. Man, I just got choked up over your question, Toasty. You're such a good human. About the Afrikaans? Man, that is beautiful. Ja. Jy is ongelooflik baie waardeer. You are extremely appreciated. Awesome. Thank you, friends. Like, we're going to go and have a voice channel chat. That's why I want to end it. So, I'll see you, friends, on the flip side. Huh? If you want to. We have a Discord. We're going to go and pop in. I'll see you on that side. Before, like, I'll read Vona's comment before I leave, though. Usually refer to shrimp as fish for some reason. My father used to have multiple shrimp factories. I'm happy for you, my friend. I hope his shrimp factories keep flourishing, if you will. Love to you, my friends.